In May of 22, four of us took a trip along this route up to the wine country, the Chorizo Plain, up into the Greenhorn Mountains, camped overnight, and then back down through the Paiute Mountains. Up through wine country here through Solvang, Los Olivos, and then up through Foxen Canyon Road, up to the north a bit, and then through Tespeke Road up to here Highway 166, and then off-road onto the old Sierra Highway, or old Sierra Madre Road rather, up above on the ridge, kind of north of Santa Barbara. That's a baby gopher snake on trail. Bit rocky here, but this is a nice ridge road. Gets above the valleys and really nice views off both sides. To the right would be Santa Barbara. To the left, it's going to be up into the agricultural area to the north. Really a fun ride with Mike and Sean Eason and Mike Larson. Here now going back down the Bates Canyon Road, so we get back to the highway. Been on this road a couple times when it's been wet. This is a really nice day, not too dusty, and lots of fun. Back towards the highway here, and got him on a not really a trail, but just kind of fun messing around out in the fields.
Awesome.
And then we make our way to Maricopa area, and then on to the Soda Lake Road, which ends up in the Carrizo Plain, which is where this section is. So as we're riding through the Carrizo Plain National Monument, I got the bright idea to try this shortcut, which I intended to have us take over the mountains to get up to another road to the north. And this little image shows us coming in from the upper right on the red. Our intention was to cross over that wash and get to the road on the left via that blue trail that was on my GPS. So we set out along this trail and got into the fence over a sand wash. You can kind of see how these open range fences work there. Over this wash, and then it became clear that my GPS track was not the same as what was actually out here. This wash here, right there to the left, was where the road once was years ago. You see Mike having some trouble there, but turns out that that blue line is what we did, and the yellow line turns out to be the San Andreas earthquake fault. So what had been happening over the years is all these trails had shifted and moved. I'm actually riding here on the fault, and the trail became moved because that fault zone moves about an inch and a half relative to each side of the fault every year. So we had to backtrack and end up stopping at a little place a little farther to the north called Wallace Creek. And that's actually a little stream that has shifted so much based on this plaque. You can walk over to it and see how the fault has moved the stream bed by about a quarter mile over the years. So that was kind of an interesting side trip. Didn't work out very well, but it was kind of neat to study it afterwards. We ended up going through Bakersfield. Mike had to buy a pair of boots through the oil fields and then up to the northeast, and ended up connecting with Highway 155 here. Beautiful windy road that ends up in the Greenhorn Mountains. Our goal was to camp in Alta Sierra, which is up north of, or northwest maybe, of Lake Isabella. You can see there have been some fires in here, but it's still a beautiful area. And now we're in the little village. There's a place called the Greenhorn Grill that we stopped for dinner. And then after camping in this spot overnight nearby, we went back to the grill and opened it up for breakfast. So nice to have this area open back up. It was closed for a while with all the big fires. We headed down the hill towards Lake Isabella, saw some more of the fire damage. You can really see it in this picture. See some of the wildflowers coming back now with the colors. There's Lake Isabella in the background as we come down the hill. And we stopped here to say farewell to Mike, who is going to peel off crossing the Kern River. So Mike, Sean, and I ended up on the Paiute Mountain Road. Been on this road many times. Just a beautiful off-road trail. They're up looking down on Bodfish and Lake Isabella. We took this trail up the hill, up and over, and there's Sean stopping for a restroom break. And really nice clear day. So we continued on this road. There's Mike on his Africa Twin. All three of us are on basically the same bike, different versions of it. That's mine. There's Mike trying to find a spot as well for a break. So I took off again here. This is kind of fun, lightly trafficked trail. I don't think we saw anybody all the way through here. Nice forest up in the Paiute Mountains. So we climbed up and over, and then ended up back down this road through a really badly burned area. As we come out of the forest, you'll start to see the ash here and almost like a lunar landscape as we come out of the upper elevations. All this dust on the road is ash, so it's pretty scary what this fire did coming through here. So we went all the way back down the road. There's Sean coming down. Now he's in front. We continued. This gets pretty slippery with the fire ash on top of a harder packed surface. Can get pretty sketchy in the curves. There's Mike on the red bike. A couple horses there. So we went back up northwest a little bit, and here turning on Breckenridge Road. It's actually paved. It's a single lane paved road, just beautiful. Climbing back up the hills, and then we get to the top. We got back off road and went through the mountain peak on dirt, and that ends up. You can see the radio tower here at the top on dirt, back down to the paved section of Breckenridge Road, back down through Bakersfield, and then back home. So really nice 2-day trip, 1 night of camping, and probably 400 to 500 mile trip. I forget the exact number on the odometer, but really nice and fun time.